For the past 6 weeks, 99 runecrafting has been in my sights, and although my goal never seemed to get any closer, the seemingly endless grind was addicting. Finally, after 5 weeks of consecutive playing without a single day off, I could see my grind coming to a close. And I had to start thinking about what was next. I strongly considered Slayer, because Slayer seems like a really interesting skill with a ton of variety and different ways to go about training it. But the idea of all my drops being valued strictly on their gold exchange rate, rather than on how those drops directly affect my current character progression, kind of made me think that if the skill was played as an Iron Man, it would be a lot more rewarding because your drops would mean so much more. With 99 Slayer kind of out of the picture, I started to think about the other skills that I could pursue. And what made me sad was that a lot of the time when it came to getting a 99, the most efficient way to do it was based on just buying materials from the GE and then just performing a repetitive task over and over and over. But if you weren't buying all the materials to get that level in the first place, you would be forced to actually go out into the world in order to gather all of the resources and materials you need by using a variety of skills, so that way you can actually go ahead and level up your goal skill. And I think this just creates a lot more incentive for leveling up multiple skills, because instead of just working for XP, you're working for the benefit of your character down the road, because you're going to use the things you're gathering now in order to level up the next thing. And it incentivizes skilling to a whole nother level. So I started to look at maybe even just getting into some gathering skills like wood cutting, mining, or hunter, or maybe even fishing, because there's really no fast cheat ways to get around those. But I know that if I were to get 99 in all of those, then I'm just on the fast track to max, and all I would have left is a bunch of bank skills. And the only real thing that would be driving me to train those is the fact that I have that delicious, beautiful looking max cape at the end of the road. But if I didn't enjoy the journey getting to max, then what's going to stop me from burning out once I have the cape? Because I got what I came for, and there's no more items to really achieve at this point. Now, after max, it's just all about enjoying the process of playing the game and earning yourself experience and advancing your character in a way that you're not visually going to get a payoff. You just have to love the journey. And if I didn't love the journey getting there, what's going to make me suddenly love the journey after I have the cape? With this realization, I had to really sit down and think about what makes me play RuneScape in the first place. I looked at runecrafting because this is something that really has drawn me in, and although I've hit 99, I have no plans of stopping training this skill. What is it about runecrafting that keeps me hooked? And what is it about this skill that has me waking up at 5 in the morning so that I can play a few hours before work? After sitting down and really thinking about this, I think the main thing that runecrafting offers is a challenge with no shortcuts. If you want to succeed and have lots of progress in the skill quickly, then you need to put in high amounts of effort and be very persistent, because if you have any big goals in the skill, it won't happen overnight. It's going to take weeks or more. And the last 6 weeks, for example, have been invested in me getting 13 million runecrafting experience. People get 13 million construction experience in just a day. So it really changes how your brain values XP in that skill. If the XP comes very quickly, such as cooking, it just doesn't really move you that much when you see someone with a cooking cape. All you can think is, oh, they must have made wines. I bet that took them a week. But on the contrary, when you see an Iron Man with a herb lore cape, you can't help but think about the process that person had to go through in order to achieve that goal. And it adds so much more value to their accomplishment. As a result of all of this thinking and these thoughts coming to my mind, I started to reevaluate the way I play the game, because I feel like I enjoy the game the most when I'm being sufficiently challenged. There's been a couple of YouTubers who have also really inspired me in this sense. The first of them all was Autumn Elegy. His will to grind and put in effort to make these remarkable numbers in challenging skills like runecrafting and mining is impressive, because that does not take the meek-minded to do. Sure, it is repetitive and it is probably numbing, but there is a type of valor in working towards something like that. But 200 mils is not something that makes sense with my life. I am pretty busy outside of the game, so I had to find something different to keep me fulfilled. And stumbling upon people like UIM Link, Settled, and UIM Verf really inspired me. The UIM playstyle is the epitome of a challenge. You can't just do one thing without making sure that that one thing leads up to the next two things you're gonna be doing. Without a bank, you can't just save things for later. What you're doing now is gonna lead into what you're doing next, and so forth. This Ultimate Iron Man playstyle started to become very intriguing for me. As a result, I've started putting a lot of time into thinking about how I would go about leveling one of these accounts in the case that I would make one. In this planning period, I've had a lot of fun already, and I haven't even started playing an account yet. So now, with a fair amount of planning and research done, I think I'm ready to embark onto the Ultimate Iron Man journey myself. And for now, my main is just going to turn into a PvM bot of sorts. I'll be AFKing Nightmare Zone and working my way towards challenge raids. But truly, I'm just really excited to restart as an Ultimate Iron Man and see how the game feels to be played on its most challenging difficulty. I'll be documenting the entire process and every step that I do, to hopefully share with everyone else kind of what the world of a UIM looks like, and maybe even if it's worth you making one yourself. Thanks for watching this far and listening to all the stuff I had to say. Obviously, this is just how I feel about the game, and these are my thoughts, and I hope I didn't offend anybody, because obviously it's all about perspective and what matters to you. But just from my perspective, these are my current thoughts on the game, and I hope you enjoyed.
I'd rather be a sparrow than a snail. Yes, I